Hi, I'm Patu from freefincal, and today let's look at this new mutual fund overlap tool that was published at freefincal. This is the tool that I talked about yesterday when we talked about when we discussed how to extract a portfolio, a mutual fund portfolio onto a spreadsheet. So with this Excel sheet, this is free. You can compare five equity funds, five hybrid funds, or five debt funds. You can compare the portfolios and find the common stocks or the common bonds. The link for this tool is in the description box. You can um, uh, navigate to that. So let's go straight to the Excel sheet. So the first thing I want to point out that this has been written um, on Excel in Windows. It should work with the latest Excel for Mac. Of course, it will work on Windows. It will work on all Excel. It will work up to Excel 2007 for Windows. But in Mac, it will work in the latest Excel version. It will not work in the earlier Excel versions because there is a small difference in the way the VBA code has been written. I'm recording this on a Mac, so I'm just going to show you the nitty-gritties of the sheet, but I cannot run the macros. So this has got a macro, so you'll have to first enable the macro, only then you will be able to use the sheet. So when you open the sheet, this is the first thing that you will see. This is the main page, the main inputs page, where you will have to enter the name or the details of your schemes. So before that, the first thing you should do is first choose whether you want to compare equity funds or debt funds. So I'm going to select equity, and I've written hybrid here. If I type hybrid, all funds with the name hybrid will be written there. So that's a huge list. So I've just chosen one fund. I can set Tata. Then I may not be. I will see all the Tata funds, but I have actually not done the selection here. So let me type. So let me type Parag there, and this should work on there. And then I have only liquid fund. If you want a value fund, I think some. I don't know why. Sometimes these things happen. Maybe I should type PPFS. Maybe that'll work. I'm not sure. Probably this is not working because of Excel in Mac. It will work in Windows. There's no problem. I think this is not working because of the name. The list has been given a name. I think the name is not working on Mac. Don't worry about it. It will work on Windows. People have tried it. They have not reported this error. So don't worry too much about it. So you'll have to enter the first few letters of your mutual fund and then select the fund from the list. Do that for all the five funds, and then you click to compare. So when you do that, so you have MF1, MF2, MF3, MF4, MF5. All the five portfolios will be loaded here, and then the macro will take them and compare them in the A versus B sheet, and then it will permute among 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and all the possibilities, and you will be able to see the result. But before that, all the list of funds available are shown here. In case you are not able to see your fund, you can come here and check. This is an alphabetical listing. You should be able to see whether all the funds are here. How many funds are here? Sorry. How many funds? Like 2,000 funds are here. Some of them may be redundant, but you can see. So that's your results page, and you will be able to see here. This is the summary. So you can see the first thing. That's so. MF1 is Mirae Asset Hybrid. There are 60 stocks in this. 73% of it is equity. That's what is shown. Parak long-term value has got 30 stocks, and there's 94% is 95% is equity. Axis blue chip, and the others are shown. Then you have a comparison between MF1 versus MF2, MF1 versus MF3, MF1 versus MF4, and so on. All the other possibilities are shown here. So there are 10 possibilities. So if you see between Mirae Asset Hybrid and Parak long term, 11 there are 11 common stocks. There's a 20, that is 21.7% portfolio overlap in terms of the number of stocks. Out of the 73% equity, 26% belongs to the common stocks for Mirae Asset, and 33 or 34% belongs to common stocks for Parak long-term value fund. Out of this 94%, so you can get a comparison of the number of stocks and the value that is comparable in both the portfolios. if you scroll down below, you should be able to see the sectors. That is, you can see that in usually banks or financial companies will be higher. So you can see uh, what are the sectors that are most popular for each or most dominant in each fund. So you can see that. And if you want to actually do a visual check of the comparison, you can go to MF1. You can go to MF1. You will be able to see the stocks and so on. Or for some of you can actually see this compute sheet was an earlier version. So MF1 versus 2, MF1 versus 3, and MF2 versus 3. This three funds, you can actually see the listing of the stocks. You can see the common stocks in both. You can see which are the stocks which are common and so on. Some, I mean, you can actually see the listing. I have not, in this version, I have not listed the common stocks. I mean, I thought, let me see how this works, because this is very prone to how Money Control reports the portfolio. It extracts data from Money Control. So let me see how this works. Let me look at the feedback from users, how this can be made better. And then I thought I will add more features inside and so on. So that's essentially it. You can also use it for debt funds. I cannot run the macro here, so I'll have to go to another, go to Excel, go to another copy of this. In this copy, I have chosen all liquid funds. So there are like 5 liquid funds. So first thing you should do is select the type debt. Please remember, if you select debt and choose equity funds here, all the results will be wrong. There can be errors. So don't make that mistake. The category should be very clearly chosen. So when it comes to hybrid funds, if it is an equity oriented hybrid fund, choose equity. If it is a debt oriented hybrid fund, choose debt. Then it will be not a problem. So those are all liquid funds. Again, you will be able to see the results. When it comes to debt funds, or if it comes to arbitrage funds, you can see that the total bond portfolio or the equity portfolio will be greater than 100. This essentially means that the fund is investing in derivatives or arbitrage opportunities. So, for example, some bond X, they will buy bond X in two markets, that is the futures market as well as the cash market. So that will be listed as 2 entries. So that is why the total weight is more than 100. So roughly it means that if the total weight is 121%, it means approximately 21% of it is in derivatives or arbitrage opportunity, approximately. So that's essentially how you interpret it. Don't get worried about that more than 100%. That's essentially how it's an accounting tradition. It's wrong. It's kind of non-intuitive, but well, that's how it is. So you can now see the common bonds in terms of mutual funds. In terms of these liquid funds, comparing the liquid funds, but for debt funds, you'll have to scroll down the sector table. Then you will be able to see the comparison. So you'll have the how much of so ABSL liquid fund has got 21% of A1 plus as per ICRA rating, and other 11% of AAA CRISIL and so on. So you'll be able to find out the compositional. So it's a compositional comparison in terms of the rating agency and the actual rating. So you can see here there is a BWR AA and a CRISIL AA. So and a Fitch AA and a CRISIL AA. So different rating agencies unfortunately have same rating, and that can be a confusion. So that's why the bond rating and the agencies have been given together, so you understand where it is from. So that's about it, and please give this tool a try, and also try out other freefincal tools. Some of them require revamping. I will be using the summer to revamp many of the tools. This tool I had to rewrite completely, but it was done. It was easy to do it thanks to Money Control. Please recognize that the web is changing in the way it is displaying. Web browsers or the webmasters are creating information, and especially data. So these things may change. If the Money Control website changes the format, then I will have to. This tool may no longer work. In fact, that was the case for a long time. In fact, this revamp was overdue for a long time. So that's why I did it. So go ahead and give it a try. And if you have any questions, let me know, or requests, let me know, and I'll catch you in another video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.